make other tools, you know,
so clothing,
yeah, they got little sticks and stuff that make spears.
Yeah, you forget in the modern world. You forget out here in the modern world just how vital an edge is. A really sharp edge. I mean, I've got a knife, you know, and I carry this around without really thinking about it. This is everything, man. It's not, a weapon is a small piece of it. The tool aspect of it, to be able to cut things and make things, key, isn't it?
Absolutely. You can imagine to them, I mean, having a blade, that knife probably means a lot to you. You know, just you know, it's a good feeling to have that with you as a tool and for whatever else that comes up. To have your knife with them is probably even more important, I would think.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is too, a blade enables you to manipulate materials like wood, skins, so that you can actually do other things like make shelters and clothing to push yourself into other environments that you wouldn't be able to survive in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? I mean, you have to be able to scrape these skins so you can make them and wrap them around you. You've got to be able to build shelters with sharp edges.
Right.
If you don't have that, you're stuck to the area where you can kind of survive as opposed to pushing out.
Absolutely. I mean, it was so important to use all over the world. You know?
Yeah.
Australia, Europe,
this is
the Americas.
This is a global thing, isn't it?
Everywhere. Anybody that's alive, your ancestors somewhere in the past were doing this. You know, so.
That's a great idea, man. That's an awesome idea.
Okay.
Sarah, do me a favor. Show me the knife thing and hold it up for me. That's your knife. Your personal one.
Oh.
Because then I can usually get a pipe of it. You held it. Yeah, just move it around with it for me. Go ahead and flip it out for me like you just did.
Like that when it flips out.
Yeah, a lot of this process is, sometimes you'll notice I'm not doing anything.
Okay,
You gotta study the rocking.
What? One hand only?
You want to flip it open again?
No. Put it away. Okay, guys, let's do this. Do you understand what I'm asking? Silencio, por favor.
Now, Jim, everything's falling. Now, Jim, everything falling from what you're doing from this percussion is, everything down there is sharp, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you bet. I mean, all of these things, not all of them, but a lot of these flakes that are coming off, these are tools in themselves. You use them just as they are. A lot of times what they do is they just remove a series of flakes along here. You have a nice little scraper, a little hide scraper.
For scraping hides, cutting meat.
Some of them are a little bit longer than others, and of course those are the blades, and we'll get into that a little bit here.
So again, the thing is too, when you have in your mind the specific thing you want to make, like a spear point or a scraper, that changes kind of what you do a bit, doesn't it?
Right, exactly. Just about got you set up here, Terry.
What's I think really kind of cool just watching Jim work is that, you know, guys like him have to have the vision before they start. You know, they take this raw material and they already have in their mind what they want to make, and they, by conforming it to their will, they make what they need. It's a great idea. This is the kind of stuff, literally, that defines humanity. This is what we do. We take our environment and we control it. Look at that, man. That already looks dangerous, man.
Starting to look more like a biface.
Yeah, it sure is.
Flakes on this face, and we got flakes on this face.
And that's the difference with biface.
Exactly.
Two-face,
the idea is to
flakes on both
flatten
sides.
them out a little bit and bring these faces together, try and remove all of this. We call this the cortex. That's the outer layer of the rock. Just to get rid of that and get it down into the heart of the stone, the stuff that we're looking for, make it useful too.
What you see on the outside here too, on the outside of this obsidian, this is just what happens when it reacts with the elements?
Yeah, that's like alkaline and minerals that deposit on there. This stuff here was dug from under the ground, several feet under the ground, so it's a lot of work.
So there's other stuff on it.
Yeah, but the underground rock is good because it hasn't been exposed to the sun and the elements.
To beat it
just,
down.
Yeah, if you pick up surface rocks, sometimes you'll have cracks and fractures. It's weaker.
Just from the elements.
Exactly, yeah. So we just about got this ready for
you
here, Terry. I think what we need to do here is abrade it, that little...
That what you were doing before?
Yeah, this business.
And what are you doing that for? What does that do for
Basically, what happens here is this edge right here is pretty sharp.
Yeah, it
and
sure is.
When this billet makes contact, if it grabs that real brittle, sharp edge, it'll tear off a small
flake.
And then you've got like just uncontrolled fracturing going on.
Which is what I did before, actually.
Yeah.
I kind of hit it, and it kind of went
if it hits on the surface and it's not abraded right, you just...
So by abrading it, you actually give it a sort of a grippy surface with a rock to hit.
What will happen is
right.
the tip of this billet will hit that kind of in micro time. They catch it, and as it's making contact there, it's putting force into the rock, and what will happen is a small crack will open up on the rock surface here, and that crack will start traveling along. Meanwhile, the tip of this billet has compressed okay? And as that flake starts opening up, this thing is rebounding, so it's pushing like a spring. Think of a car spring.
Boom, boom.
It's pushing that crack along until it gets to the end.
And there you
flake
go.
falls off.
There you go. There you go. Good one.
Tool continues on. All of that happens. This thing is traveling hundreds of feet per second. This flake.
Yeah.
You know, think of it like almost the speed of a bullet.
Boom, it's traveling like
it's been measured like hundreds to even 1,000 feet per second or more.
Yeah.
So it's cranking. Okay, we're about ready for you here.
All right.
Basically, you just want to hold it with your
Keep
hand on the back
that well
edge.
supported.
Hold that up there. Have this down on your leg and strike it. You see this angle? Kind of not. The angle's important. If you hit too much into it, the flake is going to terminate short in what we call a step fracture.
Too shallow is going to just break off.
Yeah, it'll be really short.
Yeah.
And so the proper angle is kind of important. You want to think of that beat you hit the window glass. I'm hitting it down here, but the flake is traveling. I see. The crack is traveling in this direction.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
All right. How many people get to say they make a stone tool? Come on. All right. So.
Okay. Like that. Have this right on here.
Yep.
You want to really smack that sucker.
Right around here.
Give it a practice. Just pretend like you're going through the field. Hold the billet back here.
Oh, so you get some leverage.
That velocity.
Ah, you're right.
You need that velocity.
Choking up is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Let the tool do the work.
Yeah.
Always. So right around here?
Right on there.
Okay.
Do that. Hit it hard. Real good.
Ah.
That's not too bad.
Nah, well, you see what I did.
It fractured a little bit, but...
And I lost a lot. It fractured. But you can see some pretty darn sharp things. Now, you get a guy like Jim, who's great at this in the game for years. That wouldn't have happened.
You know what? That happens. It's just a part of it's a part of what happens, you know. The accuracy is pretty important, but if you get things set up really well,
can you make something? Can you be able to hit something here?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, what I want to do is set you up another one and have you remove one big massive successful flake here. If I get it set up right.
Well, I got to do it right. The other thing is too, when you're working with this, there's tiny little pieces of obsidian, and they just give you your hands little scratches. Nothing scary. It's kind of annoying. You know? But you deal with that.
Good. All right. Pretty accurate with that thing, Tom.
A little lower.
Oh, man, that's perfect.
Can you go lower, Tom? Can you just get one a little lower? Hit a little lower?
That looks like a badger or something. Probably about 15, 20. Just stunning. These might be like toucans or toucanettes, I don't really know, but there she goes.
Ya.